What is up, my beautiful peach? Today we are going to be talking about the 3 biggest binge eating triggers and how to overcome them. This is actually something that I was talking to my BPM, my Beautiful Peach Mastermind clients this past week, and honestly, we talk about this all the time, but one of the big things that came up was they actually didn't know what their triggers were. They never really had thought about it, and really wanted to take a deep dive because if we don't know our trigger, we can't actually heal from that. So if you are somebody who has ever binge ate, right? And you're like, I really don't like this. This is making me feel like I have to start my progress over all the time, whether that is, binging over the weekend, whether that is binging over a holiday, whether that is binging on a random weekday. We really want to start working on healing that trigger, healing that binge eating in order to help you start moving forward and start seeing that progress without the all or nothing mentality, without the start over cycles, okay? So the very first one is one of the most common ones, but it's binge eating from labeling foods as good food and bad food. And one of the biggest reasons why I see a lot of women struggling with binge eating is because they're not actually allowing them to eat certain foods. And we often, because I have been in this place in the past, I was somebody who binge ate all of the time. I would see certain foods as bad food, as off-limit food, as food that I couldn't eat because it would cause me to gain weight. It would cause me to feel guilt. It would cause me to be off track. And the problem with this is it's actually making us feel like we need to stay away from these foods at all costs, which is actually going to make us crave it even more. And when you finally allow yourself to have it, because you will, it's not realistic or sustainable to say, I will never eat carbs again. I will never eat chocolate again. I will never eat this bad food again. You will eventually be in a place where you're going to eat it, okay? And you're going to feel completely out of control and you will end up overeating. I used to feel this way with Reese's peanut butter cups. They are one of my favorite things. And actually now there's a Trader Joe's near me and they have their dark chocolate peanut butter cups. By far takes the cake. It is so insanely good. Every time I go, I buy like multiple of the little packets of those and I put them in my freezer. They're very tasty. But I couldn't eat just one or two back then. I thought, this is the last time I can have it. I better eat it all right now because I'm not going to eat it ever again starting tomorrow. I would have this massive binge. I would feel absolutely terrible. I would feel like I am off track with my goals. And it would actually either lead me to, if this happened during the week, I would think, oh my gosh, my entire week is completely ruined. I'm just going to keep going throughout the week and I'll start over next Monday. I'll just start over next Monday, okay? And the big piece here that I highly recommend is actually starting to fit those bad foods that are considered bad foods and not actually bad foods into your macros every single day. And the goal here isn't just to fit them into your macros but not hit your macro goals. We want to actually be hitting your macro goals because that's how we're going to have consistency, and that consistency is going to give us progress. And the more we see that progress while we're actually fitting the foods that we previously thought were bad in our macros and into our day-to-day, we start to connect bad food isn't really that bad. Oh, okay, well, I actually can eat, chips and salsa every single day and still wake up a pound down. Oh, okay, so I can actually heal my metabolism with, doing a reverse diet and go from 1,200 calories to well over 2,000 calories and also still eat ice cream every single day. Fun fact, the first time I ever did a reverse diet, I did eat ice cream every single day, every single gosh darn day. I do enjoy ice cream now, and I'm kind of sad because I ate it so much. I'm not indifferent to it. There's times where I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds really, really good, but I'm not super eager to eat it every single day. And it's funny because my husband is a huge ice cream guy, and he now eats it every single night. And I'm like, I kind of love this. Is full circle for us because I met him when I was doing my first reverse diet. And I guess, I don't know where the full circle is. Now he's eating ice cream every night. I don't know. But I really want to make sure that you are eating the foods that you love every single day, okay? This kind of goes hand in hand with binge eating when you feel off track in social scenarios. If you have ever gone out to eat and you realized you didn't know how to track something and you thought, screw it, I'm already off track, I might as well keep going. This is actually the all or nothing mindset, the self-sabotage mindset coming into play. And it is one of the biggest setbacks for women who are who enjoy going out to eat, who have a social life, who want to enjoy traveling, and they also still want to lose fat to heal their metabolism to get results, okay? And the big piece here, and I see for all of my coaching clients, for every single one of my clients, it is a 3-step process. Number 1, you want to make sure that you have the proper custom macros that are actually fitting to you, your metabolism, your diet history, your health goals, all of those different pieces need to come into play. I call it the human factor, which is why I do not recommend getting your macros calculated from things that use just your height, your weight, your age, and activity factor. Things like MyFitnessPal, they are going to either over exaggerate or overestimate your numbers or underestimate your numbers. And that's what we don't want to do. Okay. So step 1 is just getting your custom correct macros. But step 2 is actually mastering your macros and actually being able to hit your macro goals within that the 0 to 3 safe range. So if your protein is, say, for example, 103 protein, this means 3 below that is going to be 100. 3 above that is 106. That means your safe range that you need to aim for your protein is from 100 to 106. And then the same goes for your carbs and your fat, okay? You really want to make sure that you're able to hit that safe range. This is going to allow you to have that consistency and to actually see progress. But the problem here is if you find yourself getting off track in social scenarios or times that you are away from your own home, this is going to create the all or nothing mentality and you will not be able to actually hit your macros. So step 2 in your journey needs to be to master tracking your macros. You need to master your macros, okay? And then step 3 is going to be actually learning how to adjust your macros. So whether you want to reverse diet, you want to do a calorie deficit to lose fat, you want to do a lean bulk, you want to gain that muscle, that's when you're starting to adjust those macros. That's step 3, but you cannot do step 3 unless you master your macros, okay, and have the correct macros. And that's why I don't think I've ever really walked through this, but that's why I kind of have different tiers for my coaching and program. So if you are just like wanting the basics, you're like, hey, I'm at step 1. I don't even have my proper starting macros. Go grab my macro calculator. That's actually going to help you get your starting macros. If you're like, hey, cool, no, but I actually want to start learning to master my macros, go get my Master Your Macros course. This is literally going to teach you everything you need to know about mastering your macros in social settings so you can actually hit your macro goals and be on track to, lose that stubborn fat, to actually heal your metabolism. And then step 3 is to learn to adjust your macros, which is what I actually am obsessed with. This is what I really support my clients in my Beautiful Peach Mastermind. Something about my Beautiful Peach Mastermind BPM coaching is you also do get my macro calculator and master your macros included. So if you're just like, let me take me straight to the top, Caitlin, I want to go straight to the top, then that's what you need to do. But there's kind of different tiers there for you. And then I do also have my reverse diet course, which will teach you how to actually reverse diet. But there's no coaching in that. So if you're like, I want the coaching, BPM is your way. But that's kind of, I don't think I really ever talked to that. That's kind of the journey that you get to go through, okay? So second binge eating scenario here is you really get off track during social situations. So you need to learn how to actually master your macros. Now, binge eating for emotional eating. I actually did a full episode on this one, and let me see if I can pull it up because I'm not going to talk too in depth in it, but it is a really, really good one. So episode 162, emotional eating, the impact on your weight loss. I actually don't think there's a problem with emotional eating and actually being intentional about fitting the food that you love into your macros to support your emotions. And it is a full episode all about binge eating due to emotional eating. So if this is you, please go listen to the episode because there is so much good information in there, completely filled with the best information in there, okay? Now, those are just 3. There are other reasons that women do end up binge eating, but these are 3 big ones that I see that come up a lot. So if this is you, go ahead and start trying to do those action tips, right? So if you are someone who binge eats because of labeling food, good food and bad food. I actually also do have my Beat the Binge blueprint that will support you through all this. You can DM me. I don't know if I have that one actually like live anywhere to purchase, but you can DM me if you want that, and I can send that your way. But making sure that you're actually starting to heal your relationship with food. You're not thinking of food as good food and bad food. You are actively putting in into your macros the food that you previously thought that was off limit, because this is going to train you. If you're consistently hitting your macros, this is going to train you to understand that it's okay to eat those foods because you're hitting your macros, you're seeing results, and also you're eating the food that you love every single day, right? Number two is if you are binge eating because you're feeling off track in social situations, the solution here is to actually learn how to track your macros, learn how to navigate those life events, those life situations while still hitting your goals, okay? And I don't mean being absolutely perfect. If you are somebody who, really, really feels that you live in the perfectionism world, let me tell you another podcast episode. I've actually got two here. So one is going to be episode 160, which is self-sabotage, perfectionism, and weight loss. So basically how self-sabotage and perfectionism is actually causing you to have a plateau in your weight loss. It's a really good one. And then the second one is actually episode 159, and it's labeled, Why Do We Self-Sabotage Ourselves? Self-sabotage in weight loss and food. Wow, those two actually sound so similar, but they're actually very different. I should have probably definitely label those and name those differently, but those are two really good ones for you to go listen to, okay? So when we are really getting back into this place where we are feeling free in our relationship with food, we are learning how to heal from the binge mentality, it allows us to actually start to have that progress moving forward. It allows us to start having this incredible relationship with food, but on top of this incredible relationship with our body, because we are seeing changes happen. We are, stepping into this next beautiful chapter of our life, and we start to feel like ourselves again. So I hope that this, if you are somebody who does struggle with binge eating, I hope this helps you a lot, kind of start to see where those triggers are, see the solution, know that you are not alone. I am somebody who in the past did struggle with binge eating, and now being on the other side, my quality of life is something that you are so, so, so worthy and deserving and capable of having as well. So please never, never forget your worth. Never forget how capable you are, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, my beautiful peach.